Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Mercury in Taurus. This is a double quick transit from 18th of May to 1st of January. So only 12 days Mercury is going to stay in Taurus. And it is going to be combust. It is going to have an opposition from Jupiter, which is very positive. But all this rushing through, is it leading you into crisis, or are you going to be able to stabilize yourself? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Vedic astrology and Mercury's transit through Taurus. And one of the things that you can really understand about Mercury transits is that how its speeds are altering all the time. It was for a long time in Pisces and in Aquarius, and now it rushed through Aries, but it's even faster in Taurus. So we just have 12 days of Mercury in Pisces. It is combust by the sun, it's hidden behind the sun, and then it's going to rush through. It will have a conjunction on 31st of May with, not conjunction, opposition with Jupiter, and then it's out of Taurus. And what we have to be very conscious at this stage is that we are not rushing our thinking, because Mercury represents our analytical skills, our thinking, our rational thoughts, and it's in such a hurry. It's firstly hidden behind the sun, and there is a conjunction with the sun on 21st of May, and that conjunction will be fast moving, and Mercury is totally hidden from by the sun. So what we feel is that our thinking, our thoughts, our ideas are not being recognized. So we try to push through it. We want to rush into situations. So it is so important for you to calm down, to take your time, because you can burn yourself out by overthinking things. You can rush through situations, and especially Mercury is going into Gemini, where it's going to meet Ketu, Saturn opposite it, and Mars Rahu in Gemini. So this is not, this rushing is not for anything very positive. So do need to be very careful. In fact, one of the viewers asked me that I seem to be only talking negative stuff. That is not my nature, but I only am talking transits according to how they are behaving. I'm not making this up. So I want you to be personally responsible as well, and thinking about how you're going to deal with this rush transit of Mercury, and slow yourself down a bit. It's okay if people don't recognize you or don't recognize what you're saying, because there's plenty of time for it, rather than making a rush decision and not making the right one. It's better to wait and take time, and also spend some time, enjoy the scenery, enjoy what is happening around you, and good time to meditate, to do something more calming, because there is the Jupiter aspecting Mercury. So Jupiter is really the good aspect that is taking place throughout this short transit. Actually, I forgot to mention in the last video on the sun that Jupiter is aspecting the sun as well. So the exact opposition of Jupiter to Mercury will be 30th of May, 31st. I'm just thinking, is it? There's 31st as well. And then sun will be more around 12th, 13th of June. But it's Mercury's opposition, so Jupiter calms it down. And as we are moving out of Gemini, Mercury will be slightly slower. So it is going to spend longer in Gemini. But 1st of June, that is there till Taurus. So normally Mercury's transit in Taurus is very good because it stabilizes its friend sign. Mercury feels very happy. But this year, because of the sun's influence and the super speed that Mercury is going in, you don't want to crash and burn out and create problems for yourself. So Mercury goes into Kritika Nakshatra on 18th of May, and it is immediately on 21st of May, it is going to be in exact conjunction with the sun. Kritika is also ruled by the sun, and it is Devata, deity is Agni, so it's very hot and fired up, and it deals with the power of the intellect. But for Mercury, it can feel very heated up, very stressed out because your thinking is not being recognized. People are not being conscious of what you're saying and listening because Mercury is hidden behind the sun. And we can also take it in another way that as Mercury goes to the sun, it's like refueling itself. So it's exhausted, the mind is exhausted, and now we are refueling ourselves. We are getting some new energy from the source, the sun, from Kritika as well. But the fire, it has a very important principle. It can burn too brightly and burn yourself. Or if you contain your fire, you look after it, then the Kritika can be positive for you. So all the desires, all the thinking, all the overthinking, over supercharged energy, we got to tamp it down a bit, calm it down. That will be the important way to deal with it. And then, this transit is till 23rd, and 18th to 23rd is the Kritika transit, and 23rd to 29th, Mercury will go into Rohini. Now it's starting to move away from the sun. So although it's still very fast moving and it's rushing away from the sun now, so it's wanting to be recognized. The thinking is wanting to be, that I'm thinking this way, you should listen to me. And of course, Rohini brings romance. Rohini brings desire for luxury, for comfort, for beautiful things in life, idealism as well. But usually Rohini is looking for material things. So we have to be conscious of that. And then Mercury will go into only for a few days into Mrigasira. And Mrigasira Taurus is from 29th to May to 1st of June. And that is where Mercury is influenced by Mars Nakshatra. And Mars is with Rahu, daily going close to Rahu. And it's influencing Mercury. So again, there is heated energy and fear and anxiety that Mars can bring. And Mercury is going straight towards the conjunction with Mars and Rahu. So a little bit careful, although Mrigasira is more intellectual and analytical and, thinking of the higher mind. Mrigasira is ruled by the Soma, the moon. So the mind is very active. So this whole area of Taurus, and it's a lot about thinking and analyzing, and the later part of Taurus as well. And Mercury its super fast speed is also that we are overdoing the thinking. So we have to be careful about that. But it is Mercury in Mrigasira that is taking the direct aspect from Jupiter, 30th, 31st of May. That is positive. Jupiter is telling you, giving you the correct information. This is a good aspect between Jupiter and Mercury. So good to understand. Now, as far as signs are concerned, the two signs ruled by Mercury will experience this quite differently. For Gemini, Mercury in Taurus is never good because it is in the 12th house and house of loss, expenses, overdoing things, overdoing and not receiving any reward. So it is important to take things slowly, tamp your desires, and wait till later on. Of course, Mercury in Gemini will meet up with Mars Rahu. So Gemini have to be generally in a cautious mode. As far as Virgo is concerned, Taurus is their ninth house, so they can work with study, and they can work with spiritual things and higher knowledge. And in a way, the energy of Mercury in this rushing energy, they can do some higher knowledge and study and a little bit slow themselves down. And of course, Jupiter's aspect is further helping the experience. So that is more positive for Virgo than for Gemini. All the best. See you soon. Thank you very much. Check out my website, komilla.com.